All right, thank you. All right.
Yeah, hey.
I saw
That's okay.
what looked like Soze, and I'm very confused because he looks like he looks like you know when like the World Trade Centers got hit like in the 90s?
Like the first time, not the second time?
Yeah, the guy with the fertilizer and the white van or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like that guy?
Yeah, what the fuck was his name?
Oh shit, I forget. I think he had the same name twice though, maybe.
Yeah, fuck. Man,
like it was something and then two of the same name or something.
Yeah, he kind of looks like that right now. I was like, wait, who is this? Like, you know, I thought maybe like, you know, just kind of sounded like him, and I was like what the fuck? Okay, look, Murphy, are you free to talk right now? Because the PD's dog shit, the lawyers are dog shit, Molten is dog shit, and right now I'm thinking you're dog shit, and I need you to help me believe otherwise.
Like dog shit about what?
Yeah, let's talk about it. That's why I want to meet face to face.
Man, I ain't much for meetings right now, I'll be honest with you.
We need to meet. And I need to tell you the problems I'm having and what I'm about to start doing. And I need answers because everyone is stupid. But you.
Answers about what?
What are you doing right now that's so important?
Trying to figure out who needs something from me so I can try to write it down because nobody gives me anything in writing.
Right, okay, listen. Look, I was trying to be courteous up until now, and now I've lost. Now the courtesy is leaving. I voted for your dumbass. All right. So when I, as a lawyer, am giving you a phone call, I'm expecting a small amount of appreciation, and as someone who's supposed to be representing me, a little bit of your fucking time.
Nino, what I'm trying to tell you is that we don't live in a society of laws anymore.
Shut the fuck up.
When we do, then that shit will matter again.
What is this added? Like, what is happening? You're either going through some depression, denial, you don't know what to do. I need to know these things.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. You're sounding like you're about to like fucking fly out of Los Santos.
No, what I'm saying is like matters of law don't really matter right now because we are led by like insane people who have control of every branch of government. So like, until that's remedied, it doesn't really fucking matter.
About stepping
no,
down?
like no, they are going to remove me. They'll find a way to remove it. No, I haven't given up. I'm telling you though that like we are in a crisis where like whether the law doesn't really matter anymore. I'm telling you.
What do you mean the law doesn't matter? Okay, but these are broad statements, right? I don't know what any of this means. Like, look, you've got like probably a manual of context, right? All I'm hearing is the world is ending. And I'm saying, explain.
I'm not saying the world is ending. I'm saying that there's a lot of crazy shit going on right now. And like people are trying to be like dictators, okay?
I've seen the photo. I've spoken to the lawyers. A lot of them are quitting. The entire FOIA process is fucking retarded. And the people in the positions of the police department are fucking useless. Slacks especially. What's her name? The assistant chief, Ruby, absolutely fucking useless. None of these individuals give a shit about civilians and are willing to fuck them in the ass to look, you know, to protect themselves for whatever paycheck they want. All right. I've spent the last maybe 30 hours, all right, trying to get a FOIA for a victim. And the amount of like stonewalling that I have been presented with is so fucking ridiculous. And the only thing that these individuals that have been put in power have done for me is number one, pass the buck. Number two, indicate to me that they're fucking lazy. And number three, show me that they don't have any fucking ability to think logically and have any problem solving skills. Now, I am not here to make anyone's day better. I don't give a fuck if I'm offending anyone. The only thing I care about is protecting civilians as their lawyer, and I cannot do that job, and neither can others. And right now, you are the representative of the lawyers, so I need you to like, you know, whatever this mood is you're in needs to stop. And I need you to help me,
Nino, it's not a fucking mood. And FOIA requests are not a fucking priority at the moment, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you. Well, you're the first person to bring it to my attention in the first place. No one has given me any ideas. No one's made any DOJ documents. Everybody just bitches when I don't do something, when they don't tell me anything.
Okay. So great.
You know what is of importance right now? I'm going to read it to you.
First step.
I'm going to read it to you.
Thank you. Now you're explaining why you're acting this way. Go ahead.
Okay, the Felon Uniformity Act that I voted down. Certain acts are so repugnant to a free people that those guilty of these crimes should be denied certain privileges and rights without question, ex post facto. So the right to vote, the privilege to have any vehicle, the right to having any crimes expunged, the right to own it. No, I fucking shot it down. But they're gonna try to remove me. That's what I'm saying to you. I broke ranks with the fucking administration.
This guy's an idiot.
And
this guy's a fucking idiot.
They're pissed. They want all this power. The right to own commercial property, the right of a weapons license, the privilege of free health care. Like they want to have to pay to go $5,000 to go to the hospital, bro. Like privilege of freedom of speech without censorship by the government, the privilege of publicly urinating, the privilege of housing afforded by the state, the right to hands, you take your hands, privilege of peaceful assembly in protest or otherwise. Freedom of movement, curfew restriction, must be indoors from dusk till dawn. State notified movement when awake and where they are, must report via 311. And that'd just be anyone after the fact convicted of, big surprise, treason, terrorism, or first-degree murder. So basically all of their enemies. So that's what I'm dealing with, okay? So FOIA requests are kind of like secondary to that. I'm sorry, but like, this is crazy.
Are you able to do more than one thing at the same time? Look, I'm not trying to talk down to you, but I'm getting kind of triggered here, and I'm going to explain why, right? You've got this. This call has been going now for 7 minutes, and you've only now brought up that there's some legislation that's being passed, all right, that is ridiculous, let's call it. But what I am having trouble comprehending here is you shot it down. So what's the problem?
The problem is that they need to be out of power as soon as possible, because soon they're going to postpone the election because this guy's fucking terrorist threat, and they're going to just like, this is how it's like. Honestly, like they need to be stopped at this point.
So what are you planning on doing?
Articles of impeachment.
Okay, and that's what you're working on right now.
If I'm alive, and if I don't get convicted of any felonies that they set me up with, being that they have fucking gang affiliations as well as being in the police.
Useless. Okay. All right.
So, you know, I'm just, again, trying to go over my contingencies and what could possibly happen and be prepared for that.
Look,
if you have an idea, Nino, for a FOIA request thing, put it in DOJ documents and I'll read it.
You are acting like this is the problem right here. All right. You're acting like this is why I'm getting pissed off. The way that you're acting right now is you've gotten your votes and now you're sitting in this fucking throne. And I understand you're having some issues, but so are the fucking lawyers. And like, they don't want to tell me. I understand a lot of it's been 7 months. Now I want you to explain to me just the following, and we're going to break down why I'm getting annoyed here. All right. How is it, first and foremost, who came up with this FOIA shit? Was it the DOJ or is it your responsibility?
It is Malton that came up with it. And I've said since the beginning, if anyone has any ideas to make it better, bring them to me.
Okay.
But nobody does.
Okay. Are you able to?
And I haven't heard. No news is good news, Nino. You're the first person.
I understand.
You are the first. I can do whatever I want with it. I can do whatever I want with it. But no one has brought me any feedback until just.
Have you been a lawyer the last 7 months?
I been a lawyer?
I'm being honest here. Have you requested FOIAs in the last 7 months?
No, I haven't had to request a FOIA, but no one has told me there's an issue with getting FOIAs.
I understand, Murphy. So here, let me break this down for you. All right. Okay. Can we meet in person?
I just don't see like why that's necessary.
Because you're not fucking listening. You don't want to listen because apparently there's this fucking. How are you gonna know unless we talk? If no one's gonna fucking tell you.
I just told you, if you have an idea on how to improve FOIA requests, I'm down. But
so
put it in fucking writing.
Is your position just a rubber stamp? Are you? I'm explaining.
When people bring me stuff,
oh my god,
they don't bring it to me in writing. Yeah. They do it in passing, verbally, and then it gets lost in the sauce. I can't stand it.
So fucking,
okay, we have a document section. I want people's ideas to go in there so I can look at them, and then we can kind of talk about it and work on them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot easier for me, because if I don't hear anything about FOIA requests for 3 months,
he's getting
right?
impeached.
I assume that there's no
the
issue.
Head of the bar. This is
and
the fucking
unless
problem.
Someone tells me otherwise,
this is a fucking
right?
senior lawyer.
And if you tell me otherwise, then I'd hope that there's a way to make it better, because I don't really know. All I know is that it's 4 days, and some fucking people at the desk can do it, and others aren't certified for it. And that's about all I know so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know what can be improved.
What is your position entail?
A lot of different things.
Explain.
Okay, so tomorrow I'm holding an ethics board about the People versus Kale Soze, where I'm going to decide if some judges fucked up enough to render some serious consequences on them for it. I'm head of the Civilian Oversight Board. We just was investigating a shooting, but unfortunately the officer who was responsible for that shooting that was probably bad is dead, so that got closed.
Right.
And then basically developing attorneys, trying to get people on a track to learn and fucking become lawyers.
I think Max is more useful than this fucking dumbass.
To do whatever I fucking can. I don't know.
Okay. So I'm gonna lay down the problem. I'm gonna lay down the problem. Okay. And I'm gonna try to remain as calm as I can.
I mean, you should remain calm because we're talking about fucking paperwork here.
I've been attempting to do the first step necessary in any civil suit, any criminal suit that needs to be pressed forward. In the last 2 weeks, I've attempted to get a FOIA request. Without the FOIA, I can't do shit. Now, as of right now, there's a document that has been created by Moulton about 7 months ago. That document is being interpreted by the police department differently. They have their own version of the Moulton document. I have one party saying that you are responsible for it. I have a second party in the DOJ saying that the entire council is responsible for it. I have the police department who's telling me the DOJ is responsible for it. This FOIA document is written in such a way that it indicates that the only documentation that lawyers can obtain are ones in which a suspect has been processed. You cannot acquire it for warrants. You cannot acquire it for any documentation for victims. You cannot acquire it for any investigations where someone is a victim or a suspect, regardless of how much time has passed. Which means that as a lawyer, regardless of what those lawyers are, we now have to wait an extended period of time before we can even begin. What's worse, because it is not in legislation, per the letter of the law, and per the words that have come out of the police department's mouth, how I don't fucking know, when I just discovered it 2 days before they somehow did, is that because it's not in law, they don't even need to adhere to this, because it is simply a guideline. Which means that if, for example, I don't know, someone is given terrorism, but they were actually sitting in their house for a week jerking off and didn't do any of that, they can be hunted with a warrant till the end of time. In fact, even if they were processed and put into jail, the PD doesn't even need to give it to me until I go to the docket. In fact, some of these lawyers of whom you are representing are getting their FOIA requests fulfilled after the statute of limitation. So while I can understand there's some like thing that you're dealing with right now, my question becomes, how is this the least important thing when they can't even do shit? How, if you've got a problem with the mayor, let's say you want to get him impeached
you say they.
If you,
why aren't they reporting this to me?
I don't.
If it's happening to everyone, why aren't they reporting this?
I don't give a fuck about what the history is. Okay.
Well, I do give a fuck.
I don't know if they're not,
because I'm taking a bunch of shit from you about it.
I don't know, because here's the thing, Murphy. The only reason you're getting a bunch of shit from me is because this entire conversation started with 7 minutes of doom and gloom, and then you, by your own admission, said that you got more important things to do than a FOIA request. And I'm coming to you not only as the party that voted for you, but as someone that you're supposed to represent. And you're just like, well, I got
don't fucking vote for me next time. And you're a lawyer, so write this shit down.
Okay,
that's paperwork.
listen,
it's part of it. I'm not your fucking assistant.
You're not
so
a
put it in DOJ
assistant.
documents, like I said. You made some good points. Write them down.
What do you mean write them down? Do not take conversations.
I'm not going to remember everything you said. But if you fucking did all the bullet points you just said and wrote them down and said, fucking FOIA request doesn't do this, doesn't do that, don't do it. What is difficult about actually organizing your ideas, writing them down,
Murphy,
so that a bunch of different people can look at them and be like, oh yeah, it's good.
Fucking feels, you fucking pussy. All right, you represent the lawyers. All right, how am I supposed to know why they aren't coming to you? I'm coming to you right now, and if this is the attitude that they have been receiving, why do you think they wouldn't come to you in the future? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, this is a very different set of circumstances than is the usual, and I tried to get that across to you, and you don't give a fuck, and that's fine. But I don't give a fuck about your FOIA requests neither. So write it down, and I'll fucking talk to you about it later when shit is fucking not so crazy.
Which bit of anything that I said was difficult to comprehend?
Look, Nino, my life is in danger. Shit is fucking insane. I don't give a shit about this right now. In a bit, I might. But right now, I don't. So we're just not going to meet in the middle here. Because, like, you care a lot about FOIA requests right now, and I don't care at all about FOIA requests.
Every fucking attorney is having these issues.
No one has said anything to me, and that annoys me more than I care about it from you right now. I do appreciate you bringing it to me.
How do you plan on impeaching? Okay, look, you've got a game plan. You need to find out a solution on how to fix the mayor's issue, etc., etc. Where I'm
there's a lot of things that I got to figure out, which is why FOIA request is not high on the list right now.
Okay.
And I need you to understand that.
Listen, I'm understanding, but if I can complete my sentence. You want to impeach the mayor, right? Maybe you got grounds to do so. If you aren't able to fulfill obtaining documentation, which via a FOIA, how do you plan on impeaching him to begin with?
I already have all the evidence I need.
Okay. So you have the evidence, and you're going to take this to court.
Yeah.
Okay. When are you going to be done with that?
I mean, look, I can't answer any of these questions because I could end up getting killed, disbarred, any number of things that they could fucking plot and scheme. By the mayor, for fuck's sake. That's what I'm saying. Like, anything could happen before any of this happens. So, like, I'm going to do my best to make sure I got the nuts and then fucking put something on the docket before something bad happens. But that's what I got to do right now because, yeah, I'm all but off the council, Nino. Like, they're gonna try to fucking delete me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying to you. Like, the FOIA requests don't really matter anymore, unless I can get them fucking impeached, which kind of does need to happen, you know. It's gone too far, and the FOIA requests are the least of it. And that's what I'm trying to say right now.
I understand. Is this why you're acting this way? You believe your life is in danger?
I know what they're like. I know what they do.
Who?
I ain't stupid. The mayor and my fucking ex-wife, dude.
Okay, they're trying to get you killed.
I don't think they're gonna try to get me killed. I think he'd prefer that.
Right now, I hope they fucking do.